welcome to the Kids in Tech TV show. My name is Busayo Olowokere. The Kids in Tech program is brought to you by KCCA, that is the Kids Code Club Africa, in collaboration with NTA Network Center JOS, Plateau State. Today we are going to be having an exciting time, informative and educating time for us to talk about something that is eating deep the fabrics of the nation. I mean, we are talking about the past, the present, and the future of the educational sector when ICT will be introduced. You know, this program is everything tech-based, and we are going to give you all you need. I have participants with me in the studio, but before I introduce them and before we go deep into what we have today, don't forget it's an interactive program. You have a chance to call us next during the course of the program, and all will be everything for you. We have everything for you here, right? Rather, to make sure that you enjoy and get educated about some happenings and some things that we are bringing to the fore for you to enjoy. But before then, let's enjoy this short break. We will be right back to move into our discussion.
Welcome to Blue Algorithms Technologies Limited, a leading software company that provides ICT services, trainings, technological and digital solutions to organizations, businesses, and government institutions. We are renowned for web and mobile applications, website design and development, CCTV networking, hardware configurations, and trainings. You can locate us at Block 2, Suite 123, first floor, Kalwa Plaza, Zaramaganda, Rayfield Road, Roundabout, JOS. Phone number 080-755-63000 or 081-151-90900. You can also log on to our website at www.bluealgorithmstechnologies.com, or you can email us at bluealgorithmstechnologies@gmail.com. Blue Algorithms Technologies Limited, committed to digital solutions.
Welcome back to the program, the Kids in Tech Show. My name is Busayo Olowokere, and don't forget that this program is brought to you by KCCA in collaboration with NTA Network Center JOS. Okay, we have a participant with us in the studio, but I'll start from my right. Let's get to know you.
My name is Precious Solomon Kaili.
My name is Oludojo Olaumi.
Okay, and let's move to my left.
I'm Ogene Fega Micah Jekugeli.
I'm Jonah Francis Kennedy.
Welcome, guys.
Thank you.
Wumi, you're not smiling. What's happening? I hope you're fine. Okay, today we're talking about the past, the present, and the future of the education sector. Now we're talking in relation to ICT, robots, and everything you're learning in KCCA. I know most of us are in different schools. We are still in schools, definitely. Yeah. And because of the lockdown, everything, resumption, and all those things, that possibly some schools are not yet full in session and other things. But let's start from JFK. What do you have to say about the past, the present, and the future of the education sector?
Okay, so let's start from where it all began. In the past, of course, they had their good qualities, but then the thing is that in the past, certain things like research weren't really easy because you had to go to a library or a place to get information like that, and this place were usually overpacked with people because it wasn't very easy to get information. But now, today, we have softwares like Google. We have places online where you can go and get all this information and even more from the internet without having to get hardware copies that can easily be destroyed and you need to care for. So I believe, yes, in the past we had a lot of downfalls, but now that technology is coming and taking over, we have a lot of advantages in research and even in learning processes as well.
Okay, let's move to Wumi. Wumi, the past, present, and the future of the educational sector, what do you have to say about it?
Okay, like he said, hard copies, and presently now we can use Google for research. Apart from Google, we have the communication sector, where most students have this problem of asking questions in class, being shy and all. But when we bring technology into all of this, you can have an online collaboration with your mates, ask questions. But in the past too, speaking of research and keeping your notes, your storage, your notes could easily get missing and all. But when we bring technology into all of this, we have the cloud. You can back up your notes to the cloud. You don't have any excuse or any problem of your notes getting burnt, missing, or any other problem. So it makes things easier.
Okay, what you just said now just made me remember something. When you're in class and you're shy, maybe this teacher, you don't, you're scared. No, not all students flow with their teachers. You're scared, and you have this online platform, and you're going to tell my teacher, okay, I asked your teacher questions. Okay, please, this question I wanted to ask you, but I don't know. I saw something like that in the country. I can't really place the country right now, that they have a software where students can interface with their teachers. But before then, the past, present, and the future, Precious, what do you have to say concerning that? There was a past. We should know that we have a past as a country, and we are in the present now, and we still have something that will happen in the next 2, 3, 4, even next month is the future to us. So what do you have to say, Precious?
In the past, we saw that people widely use things like chalk. So these chalks were not very efficient, and then when you begin to write with it, it's stressful for the teacher, and then it's expensive again. And currently, we use markers. So to write with markers, we see that ink finishes, and then students have to be stressing their eyes to look at the board, asking the teacher, what did you write here, what did you write there? But now with the introduction of electronic boards, this is the present right now. Right now we have electronic boards in some countries, but in Nigeria it could be our future. So we have electronic boards that you don't need markers. You just write on the board with a digital pen, and then you don't have to keep refilling it on and on. You just turn it on and you begin to write with it. It makes learning more interactive, because on these digital boards, you don't just have to start describing to the students, okay, this is what a grasshopper looks like, or you start drawing it manually from your head. You can use those electronic boards to actually search the internet. So you are showing your students, this is what a grasshopper looks like, real life model, real life skill. And apart from that, we know that there are practicals that can be very dangerous in schools. That's why sometimes some students are not allowed to conduct some practicals. They pick certain students, the most brilliant in the class. Now, if we can have simulations of those practicals, like we can use things like augmented reality, which is like reality, but it's unreal reality. We have virtual reality. We can use all those things to simulate practicals, so that these students are not exposed to dangers like fire hazards and all those things. You conduct your practical, it's more reusable. You don't have to go and start washing with which chemical before you pour this one. After you are done with your practicals, the next person can come do it. You can conduct practicals for many people at the same time.
Okay, that's really looking at the future now. I was about talking about electronic boards also. I've seen at least a school or two here in Nigeria that uses electronic board, and exactly the features that you meted out as one of the things I said. Let's go to FEGA. FEGA, they've said a lot about the past, the future, and the present that we are in currently in the education sector. We know there are a lot of issues. We can't start pinpointing them one after the other. Looking at examination malpractice and other things that are on the list of things that are happening even in the country. What do you have to say about the past, the present, and the future of the educational sector when we introduce ICT?
Okay, so we all know that in the past, technology hasn't really been deployed yet, so it was kind of hard for people to source out for informations and some other things. Like we had situations where people use wooden boards to take down notes so that they can easily refer back to those notes, but those things are not really, should I say, sustainable. We can't always, anything can happen to them. They can, like you said, it can get burnt, get missing, or something bad just happens to it. So now that we have technology, or including technology into all this, into the educational sector, it makes it easier for you to refer back to those notes, and you can remember what your teacher has taught you. You don't have to cram or everything, because everything, for instance, me, I like seeing things visually, like more practical aspects of things, not just the theoretical aspects. So once I see those, I capture those images in my head, so it's easier for me to remember and refer back to those topics that we have been taught in school.
Wow. Okay, let's move down away from that. We know that we have some problems. We need to meet up with the standard. We need to meet up with the standard that is obtainable worldwide. I want to know, how can IT or ICT technology improve the educational system? We know that, okay, we have issues. Now, looking at it from the past, but before I ask that question, there's something that just came to mind. Looking at the education sector, we know that they are moving gradually to being digital. Like like JAM, which is owned by the government, they use CBT. You know, before they started with, you have to do PBT, that's paper-based test, and you mix it with CBT. Before you know it, they said, okay, we are going completely digital this time around. We know there are lapses there. Most people complain about some things, not talking about that. But looking at that particular platform, let's move down to the rural areas where they may not have access to technology. How do you think how do you think they can be helped in the rural areas? Let me start from JFK.
Okay, when we talk about the rural areas, these rural areas actually have schools that teach them exactly what is being taught in the city. It's just that they don't know how to use computers, so they can't really they can't perform as well as they would if they knew how to use computers. Their performances aren't the same with people that know how to use computers. So if we involve technology in the rural areas, we can teach them how to use these computers, and then their JAM results will be way better than it already is. I'm talking about infrastructure. You look at the rural areas, you see most of them have benches that are very uncomfortable for them for learning. And the environment a child learns in is very important and very crucial to what that child actually retains from that class. So you have the blackboards that Precious was talking about. They can't really learn, it's not very efficient because the teacher writes on the board and the dust is everywhere, it's really messy. He uses the duster to clean, and then it's hard for the students to actually catch up with what the person is teaching. But then if you can introduce all these technologically based markers and digital pens and boards, so that it doesn't, because it's not like you're changing the language in which you're writing, you're just changing what you're using to write. So if you can teach them how to use those things, you know that you'll save a lot of cost for people in the rural areas who do not get as much income as people in urban areas, and they'll be able to also cope with students in the urban areas when it comes to WIAC, and they'll have equal opportunities as well.
Okay, let me go to Precious. Now, Precious, let's drop the rural areas. We'll still go back to them, but I want to know, how can ICT and tech help with the education sector? We know we need it now at this point in time. Countries are gradually moving to it. So,
Okay, we know that this generation right now, we have softwares that help manage your school work, like AlphaSims, a software that is developed by Blue Algorithms. Now, this software helps you manage your students, the number of students who was in school, bye to register, coming, who is present, tick, tick, tick. You just go open up the software, and then you can see the number of students that were in school. You can check which teacher wasn't in school. You can it takes the total for you at the end of the day. You don't have to start counting manually. Now, this software can automate the whole process, and it can really improve the way the education sector works. We know that a teacher can spend like 30 minutes ticking register, and then he's entering into your period, the time you're supposed to use to learn. You're using it to answer present, sir. So this kind of software can really help in reducing time. It's cost effective, so you don't have to waste a lot of money buying paper, buying pen. Just go online, and you are seeing your school's performance, your account, the money you're making, everything at a glance. You're seeing the number of hostels you have. You know how many people are in the hostels. So when a person is not around, is not somewhere where you want it to be, you know that that student is hiding somewhere. You have to look for him. You know where your student is lost. You know everything. This software is really great for schools, and to be a great opportunity if a school can take up the software.
yes.
If you want to sign up for AlphaSims, just go to the website www.alpha-sims.com.
Now, bringing it from the AlphaSims by Blue Algorithm Technologies, you know, there's a place, looking at the platform where even you could go to your library, you could get your digital library, you could get your books, all your books, your chemistry, your physics, your biology, your mathematics, English, all in that particular. Looking at COVID-19 now, that ravaged the world, that poured everybody into confusion. Discovered that some schools outside Nigeria resumed. They were working from home. They were schooling from home. We know we used some applications to do those things. Now, Alpha Sim, you know the number of persons in school, number of persons in class. You know the teacher will say you can interface with your teachers. You can know your results. No, there are sometimes I was going through the Alpha Sim and I discovered that you can't lie about your results. You can't go home and tell your mommy I came first, but the teacher made a mistake and cancelled something. And it did not remain. No, that software, the parent also have access to it and know the progress of your child in school and all those things. This is what technology is gradually doing to us, trying to transform us and making us move into the digital stage. Now, going back to how can it improve us, the education sector? Let me go to Fega. Fega, how can ICT really help us as a country?
Okay.
Educational.
ICT can help improve the performances of students in school. Like he said about the Alpha Sims, it helps keep tag on what this student is actually doing, knowing that this student is not just, or this pupil is not just playing games on his computer or whatever he's using. It helps keep tags of what you're doing, and ICT also helps. It helps improve the teachers' performances too. Situations where you have teachers who teach like 3 to 4 subjects in a day with a lot of students in class, it helps lessen the stress on that teacher. The teacher won't have to use the whole day to teach 5 subjects, you understand? So it helps to reduce, and it lessens the stress on that teacher. So the teacher also has more time for himself or herself.
Okay, let's go to Wumi. Wumi, how can ICT and tech improve the educational system of Nigeria?
Well, ICT can help make you learn at your own pace. If you have your online curriculum, you don't have that. The teachers don't have the problem of coming to class and dictating notes, spending the whole period dictating the notes. Meanwhile, you cannot explain what it actually says. But since you have the online curriculum, you have the notes already, so the teacher will just come to the class and explain it. And you learn at your own pace. You can go further or you can go back, it does not matter. And secondly, how you can help too, it helps reduce the copying, the malpractice. Like if they give an assignment online, you don't have that problem of someone stealing your notes, trying to copy your assignment. You can just submit it privately to the teacher, so you don't have that problem of copying.
Okay, JFK.
Yeah. Okay, so it helps keep students upright and keep them focused because, for instance, the Alpha Sim, you know that your parents know what you are up to in school. So open day is not like once a term. So the child can relax and then say, oh, it's open day. Let me get my acts back together. Every day is open day because your mom is there and she's waiting for you with skin at home. Performing well. And then you look at information, retaining information. Now books are biodegradable. They are not. That's why you can go to school and buy new books this term.
JFK, I want us to pause that, and we'll be right back. I want to enjoy the short documentary about KCCA. You need to know some things and how you can help your children to also. Inside education, we're talking about education here to educate your children. We'll be right back after this short break.
And for generations to come.
And since then, we've been able to do a lot of things like web designing and animating. We've even animated cartoon characters, for instance, SpongeBob. I can't wait for what we are going to do next this year. I just want to thank them so much for the opportunity they've given me, the chance to learn so many new things I never dreamt of. I want to also tell my friends to tell their friends that they should ask their parents to sponsor them here because they'll really learn a lot. The teachers are nice, fun, and they are willing to go back so that everybody understands what they are doing. So I just want to say thank you.
My experience with this club was very, very fantastic. It had taught me how to code. It taught us on HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Also, it taught I can now create my own page. I can now create a website of my own. My advice to other kids out there is to come to Kiko Club. It will teach you a lot. You will learn a lot from Kiko Club. It's free of charge. You don't need to pay anything. I want to say a very big thank you to Kiko Club and their sponsors.
Everyone, my name is Jonah Francis Kennedy. My friends call me JFK. I'm a member here in the Kids Club Africa. As a Nigerian kid growing up, I was always interested in robotics and coding. And to finally come to a place where that makes my dreams come true is just fantastic. I mean, here at Kids Club Africa, they teach us how to code the aspect of CSS, HTML, and they also teach us animation. And this was just a blessing from God, honestly, that's what I'll call it. And the best part about it is that all of it is free. You don't have to pay anything. And we have learned to build a relationship between ourselves as family. We have fun in classes, we laugh, we learn together. The teachers are awesome. They just teach us everything we need to know. And I just thank God for putting me in a place like this.
I'm a member of Kiko Club Africa. And ever since I started the class, it has been amazing. I didn't know how to type, but now I can type. I can even design a website. And I can even make a character using Blender. And I want to use this opportunity to tell you guys out there that this is a very, very, very fantastic class. That if you start this class, I promise you, you live not to regret this. So I want to tell you that it is free of charge.
I joined Kids Club to learn how to code, and I believe I've achieved that goal. It has helped me do things I never thought I would be able to do. I advise you to join Kids Club because it's a really fun and interactive class. Help you improve yourself in every way.
I like to come to Kids Club because it's been nice so that I can finally learn how to code and do many things on the laptop.
I can't explain exactly how it has broadened their perspectives on the things that they have learned concerning ICT and all.
The emphasis on raising children that will be a catalyst, to growth of development of ICT uses in Africa.
What they did here is so impressive, very, very, because what I learned from my son, I'm so happy about it.
My name is Bright Ogo. I'm the founder and the convener of Kiko Club Africa.
Our vision for Kiko Club is to move Africa from being a technology consumer to a producer. Our mission is to develop a global platform that will train and mentor every African child in ICT and technology. Our goal is to move Africa from being a technology consumer to a creator. We discovered that in Africa there is a lot of consumption of technology. Africa consumes a lot without producing, and we want to change. Want to change the narrative. It's going to be a paradigm shift. This is not just a training. This is not just a mentorship, but it's a revolution that is going to take Africa from where they are to where they ought to be. We are doing this to train these children, to prepare them for the future, to prepare them for the next generation, and plan for them. Now, how do we intend to achieve this? We have the aim of training these children in robotics, game programming, animation, and web and mobile programming.
I'm Abdullah Daniel Idris. I'm a 3D artist. I also do 2D animations. So I've been training the kids on 3D animation using the open software called Blender, and it's been wonderful. The kids, they are fast, and I love their hunger for the knowledge. I love how much they want to learn. And then I've also seen a lot of creativity on their part. Now, this is something I think every kid should not be denied. Though I started 3D animation a little bit late, but I wish I had the opportunity to have started earlier. And that is something these kids are being given by Brightosoft. And it's an opportunity I think every other kid should have.
I'm into web programming. What Kid Code Club is all about is giving the future to the African child. Bringing these kids, all they just need is just a little focus. They just need the platform, which is being given to them by Brightosoft. And I believe that if we can be able to bring these kids together, teach them and show them what to do, I believe Africa will be great.
I could make a website and then create a database for it. I could also design stuffs like graphics and posters and all this stuff. This program was very open. It was for everybody, and when I came here, my knowledge drastically improved to a level I never expected I'll ever reach.
We see a need, we should take the lead to provide this need. And like we always said, we can't do it alone. We need your support, we need your partnership, we need your encouragement.
Blue Algorithm Technologies Limited presents Kids Code Club Africa, an ICT program that gives kids ages 9 to 15 capacity in web and mobile programming, game programming, robotics, and character animation. Date 2nd to 26th November 2020 at number 1 Metropolitan Avenue, Nigerian Institute of Mining and Geosciences, Tudunwada, JOS. The Kids in Tech Conference takes place on the 27th of November 2020 at Tamarald Event Center, Rayfield Road, JOS at 10 a.m. For inquiries, call 081 1519 0900 or 070 1824 5477, or log on to our website at www.kidscodeclubafrica.org. Registration portal opens on the 1st of October. Kids Code Club Africa, raising the next generation of African digital heroes.
Welcome back to the program Kids in Tech TV show. My name is Busayo Olowokere. This program is brought to you by KCCA, that is the Kids Code Club Africa, in collaboration with NTA Network, JOS Network Center. Okay, so today we are talking about the past, the present, and the future of the educational sector of Nigeria. And we are talking about this in relation to the ICT. And you could contribute on the program. The phone lines is 07018250658. I will repeat the number, 07018250658. And I still have my participant here with me in the studio. So we're talking about how ICT can help us in the education sector. JFK, you were saying some things about that. Let's get back to you.
Okay, so my second point would be, if you look like in school, in high school, for instance, a teacher, almost all of us have experienced when a teacher comes and is looking for his textbook and is saying, no, he can't find his textbook, someone took it. Once you involve technology in these things, you know that everything you have is saved on the software. You don't have to look for it. It's not hard copy. It's not something someone can steal. It's not something that can get beat by rain. It's not something that can burn. You get that information and you send it to the cloud, and then you can access it anytime you want as a teacher. We look at examination malpractice, which is one of the biggest problems the educational sector is facing in Nigeria. If you're writing computer-based exams, you can't pass paper. You can't do all these funny things because it's you put in your details and it's you. That is your script. That is, you can't switch. Everything you write, you submit is peculiar to you. So it really helps in the educational system in so many ways, many ways.
Okay, don't forget that you could get to us on 070-1825-0658. I'll take the number again, 070-1825-0658. Let's go to Wumi. Wumi, how can, now, let's say we begin to try to imbibe the ICT into our system, educational system. Now, let's look at it as a course, I mean, as a subject in school. How do you think that can really help us as a nation? I mean, ICT as a subject.
ICT as a subject really helps because presently we have ICT as a subject, just that the practical aspect is really low. We don't get so much practicals. And having ICT as part of our curriculum will actually help students who aren't exposed to all these kind of things to help, like you said, computer-based tests in JAMB. It actually helps when we introduce ICT and technology to our school curriculums.
Okay, let's move to JFK again. So JFK, how can this help us? ICT in our curriculum, we'll be teaching, you have the ICT as a subject.
Yeah. Okay, Chris Webber said something. He said, societies that fail to evolve will perish with technology. Like, if you fail to evolve with technology, you perish. Now, technology is something that's inevitable. The world is moving forward, and it's not something we can say, no, let's stick to the way we've always done it. Let's stick to the past. Because we've been using the same British curriculum that was given to Nigeria in the 1850s. We've been using that same educational system year in, year out. Meanwhile, the same British people have advanced their own educational system and are using something different. So once we are able to introduce technology into the curriculum that we are teaching now in Nigeria, you see, like for instance, technology isn't just a subject, it's something that affects every other sector. Whether you're a doctor, technology is finding its way in medicine. Whether you're a farmer, technology is finding its way in agriculture. So it will really help the students because jobs in the next 5-10 years are mostly technologically based. So if we do not learn these things now in our high school, it will be very difficult for us when we grow up to get jobs in certain areas because machines, as we all know, are starting to replace certain jobs. So once we learn how to operate these machines and once we learn how to create these machines, we will never run out of jobs as students that are going to get jobs later in the future.
Okay, Precious, how would you feel when you see web design as a subject? You just resume school and they just tell you web design is a subject that will be teaching you. How would you feel when you see that?
Okay, firstly, adding ICT to schools will help the students have like a skill so that they are not just dependent on the theory aspect of everything. Now, apart from that, if you see things like electronic boards, for example, now, if you most students don't want to come to school because they know that I'm just going to copy notes, my hand will start hurting, and then it's so boring. It's just green marker. I have green marker at home. But when you go to school and you see your teacher writing, okay, you put this chemical on fire, and then on the board you can see the chemical being boiled by real fire, you're like, oh wow, this is interesting. I should look at this. You are seeing what you are being told happening in real life. You are not just being told over and over again, okay, this is how the chemical works. You get this result, but you have never gotten the results in real life. So introducing ICT will help us in the practical aspect. Now we see in countries like China where ICT is already something. Okay, I know you're saying we already have computer science, but computer science is not enough. We're just being taught binary. You have to convert binary to hexadecimal, from hexadecimal to decimal. We are tired of that. We need the practical aspect. We need the real thing. We need what China is learning. Chinese people will be making chips and we will be learning how to convert binary. This is not what we need right now. Yes, we need a little knowledge of the basic stuff, but we need more knowledge of the practical stuff. It makes you think better. It broadens your horizon. The way you think is different from a person who has just been reading books all his life confusing himself with theories, cramming. If you look at the practical aspects, then you are improving your knowledge and you are getting more advantage in.
Well, looking at, let's pick it up from what Precious said. Making learning, making it appear real to you and everyone in the class. When at some point in time you just, according to the chemical reactions that you can't do physically, that maybe it will hurt, and you see it in the on the board, it's being done, and you see those things. That's why most people learn faster in videos. You can see video calls. Maybe your teacher was not able to make it to school, maybe having health issues, and you love that teacher so well, and you could just, teacher will just appear on the board and say, okay guys, I'm here with you. I may not be there present, but I'm here with you virtually to teach you these things. At least let's see how our education sector will move to another level. Let's move to Fega. Fega, what do you have to say about introducing ICT into our curriculum?
Okay, introducing ICT will help us be more self-reliant. We can discover things on our own without anybody's help from diverse network of people. We can do certain things on our own even without our teacher being there. Like you said, if we have a teacher that is ill and can't make it, we can study on our own. So it helps us to be more self-reliant on things. And also introducing IT or ICT into the educational sector would also, like I said earlier on, it will definitely improve on the child's performance. Like your child, you will notice that your child is picking up from a very small level. He catches whatever he's being taught faster. It makes it easier, makes it less stressful. So introducing technology, I mean, it's very, very important. It's one of the very, very important things to introduce in the educational sector. And let me also mention that here in Nigeria, we have a very low practical background. We do more of the theoretical aspect of things. So when we focus more on the practical aspect of things, we will move forward and we'll be very vast with technology. We won't be left behind.
Okay, don't forget that you can join this conversation on 070-1825-0658. I'll take the number again, 070-1825-0658. We are discussing about the past, the present, and the future of the education sector. We have spoken about a lot, and I want us to go back to the rural areas now. Most people will complain about funding and all those things. How do you think, before we go to rural areas, what you're learning in KCC now, how has it personally affected your academics? Because it's a part of you are trained from that, from different, and you are trained animation, gaming, web development, and web design. You are doing all those things from KCC, robotics. So how has it really helped you educationally? Because what they want to know, how it has helped you educationally before they begin to say, okay, this thing has helped this person, it has helped this person, it has helped this person. Okay, why don't we bring it into the system? So how has it helped you? Let's start from Wumi. How has it helped you? What you learn in KCC?
How it has helped?
I mean, your educationally now.
Educationally,
Yeah.
it makes it more fun. For example, bringing JavaScript into your education, it deals with all these mathematics. If this is this, let this be that, and people find it people find it hard when they see it in classrooms. You don't know how to multiply, add, or do something. But when you bring things we learn at KCC into educational sector, it makes it more fun and easier to learn. It saves more stress.
Okay, hold the thoughts. Let's go to the phone lines. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Good morning.
I'm calling to participate in the program.
Okay, what's your name and where are you calling from?
Pardon?
What's your name and where are you calling from?
Okay, my name is Laura.
Okay.
Laura, I'm calling from Rayfield, Mrs. Franco Congo.
Okay, let's hear you.
I would like to commend the organizers of the program and to thank NTA for partnering with KCCA and the parent to beneficiaries. And I would like to use this opportunity to encourage every other parent out there to children to learn these things. And you can see that even from the quality of the guests in the studio, that they're doing a very, very great job, and that with proper encourage you to keep up with the spirit, to keep up with the energy, and to remain focused for every one of you there. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for calling us this morning. So we're talking about how it could help us going through our education, our academics. Let's talk about Precious. How has it helped you personally? What you are learning KCC, learning animation and all. How has it helped you, academically? How have you been? Before you say that, let's just go and take this call. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Good morning.
Yes. Hello.
Hello. Good morning.
My name is Neda Moses and I'm calling from John.
Okay. Let's hear you.
My question is, how do you think robots could help with Nigerian education, especially in this COVID-19?
Okay. Thank you very much. And it's asking how can robots help education in this period, even when COVID-19 is out there. But before we attend to the question, okay, let's quickly address the question. Precious, you ready? I want to say something. So Precious, let's hear you.
Okay, so we know that during this COVID-19, we are to have minimal contact with each other. So in that case, robots can help in processing paperwork, for example. Now you are supposed to submit a paper to me, a form or something, and I don't want to come in contact with you. We can have forms that this robot can read, and you just drop it there, and it processes your form, checks out the information. That's if you don't want to do it digitally, then you can see what the person has done. The robot can process the form. Then apart from that, we know that we need disinfectants. Now, you are bringing a human being to disinfect a place. He disinfects the place and still touches the machine that is disinfecting the place. And then he ends up touching the place he disinfected. Disinfects it, come back again, touch it. The process continues. And you keep infecting the place you disinfected. Now, if you have robots, these robots are already disinfected. They can be the ones moving around, clearing the space, and disinfecting the place. And you can have robots that are auto sprayers, like somebody's idea. Auto sprayers that I think is already existing. Auto sprayers that after a specific period, then you have it pouring out the disinfectant. And apart from that, we have auto water sprayers, whatever they call them, that you just put in your hand and then water starts coming out. You don't get in contact with the sink so that you don't infect it for somebody else. So all these processes, robots can help in making the process, reducing the contact between people and other people. It reduces the contact, and they are like middlemen. You bring your thing, it processes it, passes it on to make sure that there's less chances of infection.
Okay, let's go to JFK. JFK, robots. Why I'm talking about, why I called your name is because you are so much interested in robotics and robots. So how can it help our education sector?
Alright, like we've mentioned before, robots are not just transformers or things of that. Like, robots are things like your phone and these basic things. Now, you look at the COVID-19 period where everyone was told to stay in their houses. I feel like technology, one of the major things technology has done for this world is communication. Because it has made the world such a small place that I can talk to someone thousands of miles away and the message I'm delivering will reach the person in seconds. Imagine if you had to submit an assignment and then you had already gone back to like your hometown or your village. Then you have to give a messenger that will run all the way from your village to the school and deliver the assignment. It's not very efficient because like time is being wasted, effort is being wasted. But then you look at COVID-19, apps came out like Zoom that helps people from all over the world. Whether you went for holidays in Hawaii or anywhere, you can still submit your assignments to your school wherever you are. So I feel like robots can really help these things. And for instance, now even going outside the educational sector, you look at dangerous works like firefighting and certain things like this that people risk their lives every day for. You tend to see that now robots are coming out so that they can enter the building and check for lives that are inside and save them without anyone risking their lives. And they're even more efficient and can carry the heavy rubble and all these things. So yeah, that's...
Okay, let's now move back to how it has helped you academically. Let's move back to Fega.
Okay, so what we learn at KCC is not just the JavaScript thing for the HTML. We're also taught how to type, for instance, how to type. In school, when you have subjects like ICT, you must, during practicals, there's no how you will not type, because no one will do it for you, you're on your own. So they teach us there how to type, how to put both our hands to use on the system. So that one too has really helped me. I'm no longer slow in typing. That's one. And two, I can work on other things on the system, things that my peers or my mates might not be familiar with, like the JavaScript, for instance, even though we're not being taught JavaScript. So it helps me, it has taught me to be familiar with all those computer terms and the rest.
Okay, we'll go on a short break, and after the break, we'll be right back and to get our final thoughts on some things that we have spoken of. Let's go on this short break.
Blue Algorithm Technologies Limited presents Kids Code Club Africa, an ICT program that gives kids ages 9 to 15 capacity in web and mobile programming, game programming, robotics, and character animation. Date 2nd to 26th November 2020 at number 1 Metropolitan Avenue, Nigerian Institute of Mining and Geosciences, Tudunwada, JOS. The Kids in Tech Conference takes place on the 27th of November 2020 at Tamaral Event Center, Rayfield Road, JOS at 10 a.m. For inquiries, call 081 1519 0900 or 070 1824 5477, or log on to our website at www.kidscodeclubafrica.org. Registration portal opens on the 1st of October. Kids Code Club Africa, raising the next generation of African digital heroes.
Welcome back to the program, Kids in Tech Show. Okay, the phone lines is still much available for you to call. I know that we missed some of the calls. 07018250658. But let's just get concluding words from JFK.
Okay, so we're talking about the educational sector. Now, when you look at any high school typical CA sheet, you see that we have a lot of tests, we have a lot of assignments, we have a lot of notes, we have place for notes, but we only have one column for practicals. And these are the most important things, because I googled something yesterday. They said we students only remember 10% of what we see. We remember about 30 or 40% of what we see and hear, and then we remember 90% of what we see, hear, and do. So once you involve practicals with bringing technology to actually have these infrastructural facilities for us to use, and we experience what it is like, we're not just drawing what the teacher is drawing on the board. We are seeing it live. It sticks in our brains more, and it really helps in students learning. Our environment really plays a great role in what we are able to consume as information. So I believe that we should involve technology in what we are learning. We should involve technology. It will really help us out to retain information, and it will prepare us for the future. We're talking about entering a global village, and we cannot be entering a global village when we're using our past mentality. So that's...
Okay, let's get the concluding words from Wumi.
Speaking of ICT in the educational sector, I just want to encourage people out there that education isn't hard to learn. Sorry, ICT isn't hard to learn. Just open your mind to do it. It's not hard, it's not bad, it's very easy, and it will help you in different ways.
Okay, let's move to Fega.
Okay, so I think that the government should really implement the use of technology or ICT in the educational sector, so that we won't be left behind while others are moving forward. Yes, and I also think that putting ICT, like cases where we have, like, it helps us become efficient. Cases where we have, like, we have a work or a project is given to us, and you have a specific amount of time to submit that work. It helps you with the, you don't have to ponder on that work for a long period of time. It makes it easier for you.
Okay, let's move to Precious.
Okay, so I will just speak on how ICT has affected me personally in education. Now, with HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, I can develop a simple to-do app that can help me keep track of my time, what I'm doing right now. Okay, I have this exam tomorrow, put it in my list. I don't forget, I go and sleep. Okay, when I'm half asleep, I'll say, oh, I have exams tomorrow, wake up, start reading with sleepy eyes. And it's very hard to understand things when you're sleepy already. Now, apart from that, I have exams the next day. I can make a quiz test for my own self that will be run. I know there are other apps out there that offer these services, but it feels much better when you make it yourself. You open more understanding for yourself. When you're the one setting your own questions, making your own quiz app, it will help you retain a lot of knowledge, and it will help you think faster during exams, because exam will have limited time, and then even if you know that thing, you are taking your time to solve it, but people have already found a shorter way. And sometimes some teachers bring out your assignments as exam questions. You are solving it. People are already putting the answer they already know and practice at home. So if you are engaging ICT into your educational work, you can find many ways. There's no limit to what you can do. You can find your own way. When you learn to code, your mind is open to ideas. Oh, I can do this. I can add this to my work. This can improve the way I think in school. This, you can do it your own way. Nobody is putting a limit. Nobody is saying, okay, coding is only for this. You can't do any other thing with it. Whoever knew that programming could go this far to reach this level, when in the first days it was punch cards and the rest, now we are coding advanced systems, we're having neural networks, artificial intelligence, all these things. So it's based on your thinking capacity. It's how you think you want to do it. It might look stupid, but your stupid idea might be the greatest ideas. Like when social media came out for the first time, many people were scared, this is 666, or this is Illuminati coming to take over. And even when ATMs came out, we saw that it had rejection at first. Okay, who is giving me the money? Who is giving, like one woman is talking to me inside this box. What is wrong? And then we saw that now we are seeing things like artificial intelligence, and they are having their time of rejection, but they will soon be the main thing. And apart from that, video calling and YouTubing. We know that YouTubers at first in school, our teachers will be telling us, these YouTubers are just wasting their time. What can they do? What are they making from this thing? But we're seeing that now it's even the teachers that are using these platforms. And this, as technology grows, you don't expect humans. Humans are usually scared of things they don't know. So when you come to learn, you discover that it's not something I should be scared of. It's something I should embrace. It's something that I should take my time to learn. And this will really help you.
Okay, let's just take this call and see as we wrap up. Hello. Hello. Okay, that's how much we can take on the program. Don't forget that this is the Kids in Tech show. Now, one thing that I brought about that we just had is that there will be a time for, possibly not every time everybody wants to embrace what you've discovered, but just hold on and fast to it, because it will soon become the next big thing. And that is why we are asking you to bring your kids to the KCCA within the ages of 9 to 15 for the free training that would be commencing the 2nd of November and to last till the 26th of November. And the Kids in Tech, first ever Kids in Tech conference also will be coming up. If you want to have more details concerning the KCCA, you could come to our office at Suite 123 Kalwa Plaza at Zaramagada roundabout. It's just close to the road. It's not hard to locate. Come and let's help your kids. Let's see how we can transform their minds to become digital minds and take over. We have brilliant men, brilliant young ones here with me in the studio that have let their voice out to see how the education sector can be better, and how they can see how this transformation that we all desire in our education sector will be here and to take place. That is how much we can take today. We'll be right back next week at same time and here on your darling dial of NTA JOS Network Center. Stay calm, stay put, and make sure you're staying safe. Bye.
The promises she holds for us, and someday we would sing like the song.